Welcome to Chandra's Edu. This is another video in the Artificial Intelligence playlist. In the last two videos, we discussed about the breadth first search and depth first search. And in this video, we'll be discussing about the uniform cause search. So, as we know, we have uninformed search strategies and informed search strategies. So, in the uninformed search strategies, we have already discussed about depth first search and breadth first search. And in this, we'll be discussing about the uniform cause search. And here the uniform cost search is the name has cost. So here it will be dependent upon the path cost. So at each point of time it will check for the cost, and also from the starting point what is the cost. Based on that it will try to search for the goal state or the final state, so that you can find here. So up to this point it has dug, but uh, after that it has moved to the top and once again digging this one. Why? Because so we are not clear about where the goal is. So wherever we find the lowest cost, we'll try to move in that path. But we will be also checking that what is the total cost from the initial point. If we see that any other place, if we can get the lowest cost than this one, we'll try to move in that path to find the final solution. And this the root node is expanded first, and then the next node to be expanded is selected as the lowest cost node on the fringe rather than the lowest depth. Here it is not based on the depth, but the cost of the fringe. That means, as we discussed in the last videos, so this is nothing but fringe. So based on this cost, what is the cost involved for moving from, let us take here A to B, or here C. So there will be cost for moving from A to B or A to C. Let us think that it is 1 and it is 2 here. So it will prefer to moving from A to B rather than A to C. Why? Because the cost here is 1 but the cost here is 2. Always, and then whenever it moves to the next level also, it will try to see that the cost from this path to this path, that is, let us take here D and E. Suppose this is taking 2 here. So the total cost here is 1 plus 2, that is 3. 3 is the total cost it is taking to move to D. And let us think that here it is cost is 3. Then it is 1 plus 3. The cost here is nothing but 4. So it will prefer to go to this path. Why? Because the total cost till the D is 3 only, but here the total cost till E is 4. So it will prefer this path. It will prefer this path for finding out the goal. So always whenever it is moving to the next level, it will try to check what is the cost from the initial state or the starting point. Based on that, it will try to move to the goal. So lowest cost node on the fringe rather than the lowest depth. So whenever it tries to go to the lowest depth, it will become like a depth first search rather than finding the solution. It need to go deep, and if at all no solution is there, so once again it need to track back to the initial position and find the solution. So here we are taking a function that is g of n, which is equivalent to the path cost. So breadth first search is equivalent to the uniform cost search when g of n is equal to depth of n. That means if we make the depth and the path cost equal, then it can be a breadth first search algorithm. And what is the advantage here is it is guaranteed to find the solution with the minimum path cost. So in the breadth first search also we can find the solution, but there it is not with the cost. But here, as the cost is involved in this search technique, so it will find the solution. That is, the guarantee of finding the solution will be there, as well with the minimum path cost also will be there. What is the disadvantage in this cases? So it is only suitable for smallest instance problems. Why? Because if we have more number of instances or more levels. So we need to find out the path cost at each instant or each level, so that the cost of finding the solution will take more time. And next, the similar example which we took for depth first search as well as the breadth first search, that is moving from the S initial state to the final state, goal state. And what is the strategy here? As we discussed in the last slide, we'll try to prefer the lowest path cost. So cheapest node first is a strategy here. How the implementation is done? Here, fringe is priority queue. So queue is nothing but just whatever, it also uses the first in first out. But we can assign a priority to any element in this queue. So this is how queue it will try to enter and it will try to leave. But here we can assign a priority to which element need to be sent out and which element need to be inside. So that can be prioritized here. So the priority here is nothing but cumulative cost. Cumulative cost means from the starting point what is the cost. Based on that, it will take the next move, or the queue will be filled, that is nothing but entered with a new element or removed with the element which is not needed. So let us see this example. So initial state S0, and from that point we have three paths as we discussed in last examples also. The path is to D and to E as well as the to P. So you can find here D, E and P. And also what is the cost for that path is also mentioned. So 1, 9 here, 3. So as the cost is low for this path P, so this will be preferred out of the 3. Next, when we take the next level, so the next level is nothing but from P, it need to go to Q. So when you take this path from P to the Q, so here the path cost is 15. So if we take total path cost from source to the Q, so it is nothing but far to getting to a number 16. But when we go for in any other path, the total cost is not 16 at all. So we'll check the other cases where the path cost can be less. That is total cost, accumulated cost is less than this 16. So when we just check the first one, that is for S to D. So here as we know it is 3. Why? Because as we have just checked with the path with 1, next we can check only 3. Why? Because there is also 9, but 3 is lesser than 9. So we are preferring 3 first, and after 3 the next level also we need to check. We can take we have B here with 4 and C with 11. So you can see here the path D, it can go to B and it can go to C and it can even go to E also. So whenever we take the path to B, so here from S to D it is 3 and from D to B it is 1. So total is nothing but 4. And when you take distance up to from D to C, that is S to D is 3 and from D to C is D to C is nothing but 8. So 8 plus 3 it is 11. And when you take the distance from D to E, so from source to D it is 3 and from D to E it is 2. So total is nothing but 5 here. So out of these 3 we have 4 as the less. So it will try to take the next move from 3 to B. Next it will check for the next cost. Only one path is there from B. Only one path is there from B, that is to A, and if we just take the total cost it will be 6. But we didn't reach to the goal. We didn't reach to the goal or the final state G. So what we need to do is we need to check the other path which has lowest cost from the from where it came. So as it came from 4 here, so we have 4 and 5. So it will be preferring the next path, that is with 5. So from 5, that is nothing but from D to E. So this is the path D, S to D and D to E. So next it will check for next paths. From here E, we have a path through H as well as to the R. H and R. If we add the total cost, so from S to E it is 9. 9 to it is E to H, it is 9 plus 8, 17. Mm. So 9 plus 8, 17. This number is wrong. So 13 is given, 17. Why? Because S to E, sorry, S to D, okay. S to D it is 3 and D to E it is 2. So 3 plus 2, 5 and 5 plus 8, 13. Okay. So this 13 is correct number itself. So we need to check from S to D, S to D and D to E and E to H. So S to D is 3 and D to E is 2, that is 5. So E to H is nothing but 8. So that is 3 plus 2 plus 8. So that is nothing but 13. So H 13 is the path cost to H. The other way we can go is from E to R. So as we know, S to D is 3, D to E is 2, that is 5, plus E to R is 2, so 5 plus 2, 7. So among these two, we have the cost with 7 as the less, so we'll try to move to the next level. Why? Because the costs we have in the other parts is nothing but around 17, 11, 16. All these are nothing but larger costs compared with this 7. Okay. And next, when we check with R we have only one path to F itself, that is with cost 1. So that is 8. And from F, there is a path to that is C, and there is a path to G. So the cost for this F to C is not mentioned, but F to G is mentioned, which is nothing but 8 plus 2, that is equivalent to 10. And even from C also it is moving to the state A, where there is no further path available. So as the costs are not mentioned over there, so the cost is not mentioned, but if we have the cost there, just you need to add up all that sums to reach to the what is the path cost till C and then to the A. So but as we reach in this path to the final goal state, so this is what the solution is. So that is using the uniform cost. So each level what we are trying to is check is the lowest cost. And as we proceed, if we are not, if we are having the cost which is higher than what we can get in the other path, we'll try to make move to that path. So that's how we will be getting cost uniform cost, and we can say with the lowest cost we can reach to the solution. So this is one example where we have the total tree given, and also we have the path cost and what is the accumulated cost up to this point. So whatever we have the number, that is nothing but the path cost, and whatever we have in the square brackets, so that indicates the cost up to that point. So let us see here. So from here to here the cost is 5, and total cost as it is initial node, so the total cost is 5 itself. And from this point to the let us take other path. So here up to 2, the next path we have here is 7. So up to this point it is 2 itself. Why? Because initial state, from initial state it has moved to this point, and from that point to this point the cost is 7. So 2 plus 7, it is 9. So similarly when we check this path also, so up to this point it is 2, and from this path to this state to this state it is 1. So 2 plus 1, 3. So whatever represented in the square bracket, it indicates the path cost of the node n. That means if we consider this to be n, so whatever the path from source to this n, that cost will be represented in that square bracket. So you can see here that has been written. And so we will try to move from the initial state to the goal state by using uniform cost search. So let us see the initial state. We have 5, 5 and 2. So the lowest is nothing but 2 itself. So it will move in that path. So you can see here we have something in blue which indicates that it has taken that path. So next from this point it need to move to the next level. So we have 1 for this cost and 7 for this cost, as this 1 is very much less, so when you take this total cost it will be 3, so it is represented in the blue color. That means it has just passed from this initial state to the this state, and then it will be taking this path. Next, when we proceed further, you can find here the 4 is the cost to the next state, and 5 is the cost to the another branch. So this total cost is nothing but 2 here, next 1 here, that is 3, 3 plus 4, that is nothing but 7. And when you take this path, that is 2 plus 1, that is 3, 3 plus 5, that is 8. But even after reaching to this level we are not getting the solution. So what we can just check is, see here, when we take this cost it is 3, but the cost when we can go in this path is only up to 6. So that instead of making a move to further to the 7 or 8, it will try to take the move to the state which is going to that path. Okay, so that means here we have checked with 2, which is the lowest one, but as we go further it is giving a cost higher, so that we will try to take another move, that is through this path, so that 5 is the total cost up to this point. If we take here 1, we are getting 6 itself, and if we go by this path, it is taking 9. But even when we are going to the last state also, last state it is taking 7 and 8 here, and this is having 9, but only this one is having the lowest cost. So this is nothing but the goal state, as we have seen in the initial diagram which was given. This is the initial diagram. So in this the goal state is nothing but 6. So we are preferring here the lowest cost to reach the goal state. So that is the way by which we can reach. So the path can be drawn here like this. Why? Because you can see here the black colored thick line which indicates the path in which we have traversed to find the solution. So initially from this point we have moved to this one, and then we have moved to this path, and after this it can go to these states, but we can't find the solution, so that it has once again come to the previous level, and then it has taken the path which is having the shortest path from the initial node. So that's how we can find the solution in the uniform cost search. So the coming to the properties of the uniform cost search. So there are 4 questions as we discussed in DFS and BFS. What nodes does UCS expand? So here we are taking about the time complexity. So what it can, how it will process the nodes is nothing but always it will take cost less than the cheapest solution. And here we are taking some parameters like solution cost is C star, and the R cost is at least epsilon. R cost means how many branches it need to move to find the solution, and that we call it as the effective depth. Effective depth. So that depth is nothing but indicated by using C star by epsilon. And if when we take the time complexity of this one, it depends upon the effective depth itself. That will be exponential in effective depth. That is, we can represent it as O of B power C star by epsilon. So C star by indicates epsilon indicates the parameter that will make it exponential. So B power C star by epsilon will give you the time complexity, and even the space complexity also will be the the same, as we are just trying to find till the last tier to get to the solution. Last tier here mean that is C star by epsilon to find the solution. Next is it complete means it will give the best solution with finite cost, and the minimum R causes as cost is nothing but positive. That is whatever R cost here means the whatever epsilon value, the number of levels we are taking is nothing but positive, so that the solution complete means it is S. And is it optimal means yes, it is optimal. Why? Because it is taking the lowest cost. So next we have three more search techniques in the uninformed search strategies. These are nothing but depth limited search. Other one is iterative deepening search, and one more is the bidirectional search. So we'll not take more details of this one, but just we'll try to explore what it is. Here, depth limited search means, as we have seen the problem in the DFS, that so it will go deep until it can find the solution, and if it does not find any solution, so it is nothing but it increases the complexity of the time, and we may the solution may not be available in that path. So once again, it need to travel. It goes till the deep, so for finding out the solution, once again it need to travel back to take the another path to find the solution. So if we limit if we limit the bound of the depth, that means how much deep it can go. If we limit that, then that type of search is nothing but depth limited search. So the problem of unbounded trees. Unbounded trees means where the path can be very much deep, and it may just have some cycles. So that can be alleviated by supplying, that means avoided by using uh, depth first search with predetermined depth limit. So we can avoid that condition, that is it is going continuously to a longer depth, but we are not getting the solution. In that case, we can go with the DFS itself, but we will just limit the depth up to which we can go to. So we are limiting here with the parameter L. So nodes at depth level are treated as if they have no successors. Even though there is a path after L also, but we will treat that L is the last level, and whatever the successors are there, so that will be considering them to be with no success. Even though there are successes also, as we have taken the limit as L, after that whatever the paths we have or whatever the branches we have, we will consider them to be no branch at all. And this approach is nothing but depth limited search. So the maximum level of depth depends upon the number of states. If the states are more, the depth limit, that means it is having solutions at the deeper levels always, then we'll try to increase the limit, that is maximum level of the depth. Next we have iterative deepening search. So this is the strategy where we'll also take side steps, the issue of choosing the best depth limit by trying all the possible depth limits. It combines the benefits of depth first search as well as the breadth first search. So sometimes what happens is, when the solution may be in the very deep, but if we are just trying to search on the top, we can't get the solution. We need to go to that depth. So here what happens in iterative deepening is, it will try to find out which is the best depth to find the solution, and based on that it will try to take the move. So it combines both the breadth wise as well as the depth wise. That means at each level what depth it can go to find the solution. So we are just checking every branch, and we are tossing level by level, we are making that search. So it combines whatever the benefits we have with the both depth first search as well as the breadth first search. So next we have bidirectional search. So in this bidirectional search, what happens is, the search will be starting from both in both directions, that is from the starting as well as from the ending to the start. So forward forward is nothing but from starting from the initial state, and the backward from the goal, and stops when two searches meets in the middle. So suppose if we take an example, we have something like this. So this is what we have something A, B, C, D, E, F. So there is this is the tree, and the search will be starting from this point, and even it will also start from the ending point. So somewhere over here it can meet. Somewhere over here it can meet. So that's how we can stop the search. So this is called as a bidirectional search. We are searching in both the directions so that the time to find the solution will become very much easier. So that is about the uninformed search strategies. In the next video, we'll be having the informed search techniques. Thank you. And even subscribe to the Chandra's Edu, like, share, and comment on the videos of the Chandra's Edu.